right, so I appreciate each and every one of you that supported these last two videos. I really appreciate that. Again, that's the motivation to want to come back and give you some more content, so please keep it up. I will not do this to you, so be certain to stick around because I'm going to give you information that you can follow along. All right, and there's help here. Now, I did launch a store. Should you want to be a part of that information here, that's here, and the link will be below the video. We're going to read 930. Again, we're going to use that procedural knowledge. I did want to attach some of my indications to it to make it just a tad bit easier. Right now, we got, let's see, the downtrend. Of course, we got a downtrend here. I believe they broke that high. Did they break this high? Yeah, that's what I thought. And so we're going to right about here. Let's just go ahead and color this red so we'll know that that's where they're headed, is down. All right, so we're going to just kind of get this here, kind of get a projection going here. And that's off of here. I believe they already made it, or they're definitely on their way to it. All right, so that's down at, well, we got our target. Again, the indications will be plotted based on that as well. The pressures that you're seeing here, there's a no touch one associated with that mid falling beneath that low, and should that happen, you'll see NT and C that will show up. I do have them off to the right as well, so if you don't want to use this particular one, all right, so there you go, see the NT and C. So if you don't want to use that one, then that's all well and fine. So rough estimation there, but yes, there's the level. Once they go over it, it will disappear. Now, with the indications, again, we're only referencing the information that I cover on the channel. All right, so I want to make sure that you understand that this is a hands-off approach to trading. So if you don't want to have to draw this information as I'm having to, you can use the indications and it'll take care of it for you. Now, when we get the pattern as well, we'll have the target with the price on it. So there's a price associated with that. When that red bar fires off, it'll actually give you the target. This is for the trend distance. This is for the target of the red bar. All right, so you're going to kind of have both in front of you. Okay, so the trend target disappeared because they hit it. Now, the next thing that we're going down to is that 28,277.50 based on this bar here. So again, if you're wanting to go with them, I want to make sure I express this to you. The most important part is our threshold. This is our wick threshold. You can do it on any bar that you prefer, but I like the ones that are colored. That's the wick zone. So we're doing it based on the wick zone. All right. I want to make sure you guys hear me. I know I had a bit of a issue on the other channel where people couldn't hear me. Please let me know below if you're unable to hear me clearly. All right. So we're wanting to make sure that we do the wick zone. The next thing that we're looking for, if we can get the mid above the high or the mid below the low, which that's not here, but if we can get that to happen, then the next thing that we would be looking for is a big wick, smaller wick. So large wick, smaller wick, or small body, large body. When we're doing the bodies, I want to say this to you. We're trying to get the body to fit in there at least twice. It may not have this scenario. All right, it may not. So we still need to be looking for this information. I believe we're getting all three of it right here. So there's all three of it coming in, but we have a downtrend. Can they reverse it? Yes, they can. But this is all three. Now, the target will appear, letting you know, and that should be somewhere up here, just above the center of the chart. And again, that's your bezel. You're dividing your bezel. This is a template that, well, not a template, but a image that I'm adding to my background so I do not have to constantly draw it. But when you pull up a chart, the first thing you want to do is come to the center of your chart with your crosshairs and go up to the top of your bezel. If you don't know what it is, you go up to the top. I guess the thing is in the way, so it's not going to let me draw there. That's fine. And then you come down to the bottom of your bezel, and then of course you divide that, and then you can divide it again. This is a rough estimation of me dividing my chart, so it may not be exact. I just want to go ahead and tell you that. All right, so you have the increased diamond. All right, now again, that's looking for your wicks. It's looking for your bodies. All right, that's what that little diamond is looking for. All right, that little diamond there is looking for this information here. That's what it's looking for. And again, the target, where did our target go? Is it behind the black line? It probably is. Or they may have, did they hit it yet? I don't know. It's probably behind that black line, so I'm unable to see it. But there's a target associated with this. All right, so they're going to keep going up. You can see all three of them came in. That's important. That's important. All three of them show up, they can absolutely go again. So that's important. So they're wanting to reverse this, and that's fine. They can do that as well. The center of the trend is here. That's what this line is indicative of the center of the trend, which is the cost of your thought. Because whenever you have a thought, you have the end in mind. The market is just like you and I. It's exactly like you and I. Whenever you have a thought, you have the end in mind. And so whenever the market produces a move, it's going to satisfy that move based on what it created. All right. So in your mind, you know where you want to go. You know how long it's going to take you to get there, and the market is the same. The target for that pattern here just showed up here. All right. So there's that target here up at 28,573.75. So hopefully we can get up there before I need to get off here. I won't be up here long. All right. So there's that target. I don't know why it just popped up. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But nevertheless, here we go. That's the whole purpose of me teaching you this stuff. Remember, I'm not a programmer. That's my disclaimer. I just want to say that I just put tools together as a hobby, trying to help you guys that need a little bit of help on your chart. All right, and that's all it is. All right, so hopefully they'll keep going. The thing that I do want to tell you, you need to be able to read the chart with absolutely nothing on it. So there's another target for you at 28,632. And again, that's based on what just happened here. So they ran through this threshold here. All right, they ran through it. That's totally fine. They're changing directions. Again, I like to go with the bar that has the green on it. So, all right, that's what I prefer. Now you can go with any one of them if you want to do that. That's absolutely fine. You can go with this one. I don't suspect that they'll want to reach back this far if they're able to finish this bar up here. All right, so they may go ahead and stop here because they're clearly creating that pattern. There's the pressure coming on here, so that pattern is in place. So they may want to just lean into here and then push again. However, they absolutely can get here. This is the center of the chart, so they can come back here and revisit this and then begin to move themselves up even further. And again, so when you're looking at the chart, you want to identify majority. That's what this is doing. Majority is a principle. All right, it's a principle. Whenever you do something, you're exercising principles. There's principles for how we behave. The chart has a behavior as well. All right, I want to make sure that I tell you that it's procedural what we're practicing. So it's like the doctor, whenever he performs a surgery, he's performing a procedure, and it's an established official way of doing it. When you go to court, they have proceedings. So this is a professional field. So you will want to exercise procedural knowledge. It's really important that you do that because that never changes. When the doctor operates on you or anyone else, he's going to practice the same procedures. He's not going to change. He's not going to deviate. And so whenever you're trading markets, you'll want to absolutely accomplish the same result. So when you're looking at the chart, they dove into the zone, they're coming out of it. Again, I did remind you that this is down here at the center because sometimes they like to get a little aggressive. And so you could either go from here or here. The stop, because I know I got a question below the last video. I won't pull it up here. I don't want to waste you guys' time. But he was asking about the stop. Okay, so the stop will be according to the green and red bars. So you're putting your stop behind the green and the red bars if you do not have a trend in place already. The trend is identified with this blue little circle with the red dot inside, okay? And again, it will provide you the target if you're using my indicators. If not, if you're having to count this information, I will do my best to illustrate that for you. Now, let's see what we have. We have one. Let's go here. We got 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. We need one more. If we can get one more close that's higher, you would measure it if you do not have my tools and you're trading on a different platform, which is absolutely okay. You don't have to have my tools in order to get this to work. That's the whole beauty of me sharing this information. There's only 4 components that you're looking for. So we need our other close here. We need that. We really need that to show up. Now that target for this red bar is here. All right, I want to make sure I show that to you. If they do not break this red bar, they could end up down here at 28,388. That's what that's telling me. All right. Now I suspect that if they plan to go higher, this is what I'm thinking here. And this make more sense to me than that one, but they did respond. that they can come here. It's at the center of the chart. They can back it up and say, hey, no, we're actually going to go up there and finish getting that target. Okay, well, actually, both of these targets, we're going to go there. All right, that's important. All right, so let's see what they're going to do, and that's why I prefer, if you guys are here, if you just need one component of what I'm showing you, then absolutely take that. But I want to make sure it's available for you, that you know that all of this operates as a whole. So you don't want to exclude the chart. You don't want to remove the fact that they're giving you a frame with fluid information inside of it. So you'll want to regard the chart scale. Also, you'll want to find majority. Remember, you have to have procedural information. They're doing the same things every day. It doesn't change. It doesn't matter the time frame. Remember, I told you, my friend, in the comment, you do not change just because you're in a different location. The way you think is still the same. So even if you're in a different location, a different time of the day, you're still operating based on the thought process, the end being in mind. So your end is already present. That's the thing that motivates you or give you the incentive to try. So you don't want to look at the market as an abstract function. It's not. It's just a place of decisions, and you're already aware of how to do that. We're just trying to make sure that you can make better decisions when you're trading. That's all it is. All right. So they're going to give you reference points of open, high, low, and close, but you're still making decisions. And so it's just like every other decision you're making. I guess they will come and get it. It's like every other decision that you're making. You know what you want to do. I want trading to be the same way. So when you go to trade, before you decided to place your first trade, you saw yourself trading. All right. So I want you to be able to exercise your choice of trading in a manner that's going to reward you more than it will fail. All right. I want to make sure that that's there for you. So yes, it will work on all time frames, any market. That's the key to this information. All right. I want to make sure I express that to you. So if they're not going to go there, all right, we talked about this. They had to take away the target because it ran the pattern over. All right, so that's gone. The only one left is this. So if they're not going to go there, the only next available option for them to do is come here. We only had six. We didn't get our seventh one yet. So can it come down and form, I guess, the direction of going back down? Yes, even though they knocked out this trend, I'm not going to go hunt down the left, because I told you guys you don't need it. But this is a trend as well. So they had an uptrend here. They came back with a downtrend. So maybe they may want to hold that. We have to see. I do suspect that if they're going to go up, it will happen here. This one makes more sense than the one up there. All right, I want to make sure I go ahead and express that to you. Again, I will not hold you long. Do your best. Support the information. Tell a friend. There's help available. There's absolute help available. I want change for each and every one of you that's listening to me. If you're trading these markets, stop losing time. Don't worry about the money. I want to say that don't come to the channel worrying about the money. You have to focus on the time. Do not lose time. Don't lose time. I'm talking to someone. One of you are listening. One of you are absolutely listening to me right now. Do not lose time. You cannot regain that. Okay. So the money, don't worry about that. If you can just place winning trades every day, okay, eventually you'll get your time back. You cannot get what you're losing as far as your time and your money. Okay, you can always recoup the money, and you eventually have enough money that will compensate for the time that you spent as well. All right, so I want to make sure I say that to you. Do not come here and waste time. Don't do that. There's your response out of here. They're giving it all to you again. We just saw it off the bottom when they did all of it. All right, we just saw it do this off the bottom, and they of course took off. I just want to make sure I say that to you. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I want to make sure I say that to you. Do not lose time. All right, don't do that. All right, don't worry about the money. You'll be just fine. All right, so okay, we're doing that. All right, that's fine. So let's see if we can go ahead and get through this zone, and then I will absolutely let you go. We want to make sure that we're looking for the larger wick, smaller wick, small body, large body, and we want to see the midpoints exceed the prior bar. Your stop placement is according to the green bar. You can do it in real time. You don't have to wait until it's over. That's why I told you, hey, they're doing all of it. You don't have to wait until the bar closes. You don't have to. The moment that you see that blue line exceed this bar's high, you can get in it. All right, just make sure you see the other little components here actually adding up before you do. That will help a great deal. You don't have to wait until it closes. You're just upping your risk. Same way from the bottom. I did the same thing. I told you, hey, they're doing all of it, and so they went even further. And so I do believe that there's a good chance we're going to get through this high at this point because they got close. They got close, but they just didn't make it. I thought that this will end up being an issue right here. All right, I want to make sure you guys are ahead of it. I don't need the indications. You don't need neither, but I want to make sure that they are available for you. So if you want a hands-off approach to trading where you don't have to touch the chart and draw this information, it's already here. All right, so all you would have to do is click the link below, head over to the store, and you can pick it up. It's absolutely okay to spend just $100 to get some help. All right, just get some help. That's all it is help. All right, it's not going to change your trading. What's going to change your trading is understanding procedural knowledge. All right, so you'll just use the tools as an assist to help you while you're doing it so you don't have to draw it all out. I did a little bit of drawing this morning. The last video, if you go and watch that, I did a lot. Okay, so I'm just trying to lift that load a little bit and, of course, introduce the fact that the store is there. I don't want to give that just to the other channel, but to you guys as well, because there's tools available for this information that I'm sharing with you. So if you need tools, make sure you go over there and pick that up. If you don't, please, whatever you do, don't waste time. Exercise procedural information. Please do that. Please do not waste time. Please don't waste time, people. You cannot waste time with this stuff. It will rob you. It would absolutely rob you of years of your life, okay? And you can't get that back, all right? You can't get that back. A lot of missed moments. You don't want to do that. Let's see, can they get back up? They're giving us another target down here. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's just see. I do suspect they're going to go through this high. Them coming back with this is pretty important. So they're still above the center of the chart. All right, so you don't lose focus of that. I do realize that they put all of it on this side. I do realize that. I'm not blind. I can see the diamond here. You got the bigger wick, small body fitting in there twice. The midpoint fell beneath that low. So all of it is there. All right, so it can absolutely fall. I'm not going to say it can't. I'm not going to say it can't, but they're doing a fantastic job getting this back up. All right, so we're going to see which one is it going to be, and then I will absolutely let you go. If they clip this, I'm gone. All right, so I'm not going to hold the video if they come back past this. All right, otherwise I'll try to hold it until they can get through this zone, possibly to that target. Just depends on how fast they're able to accomplish that, and then I will let you go. I do hope that you stick around here, stay on the channel. Look at as many videos as you possibly can. Pretty much every last one of the videos will echo the same message. All right, it's going to say the same thing to you because the channel is all about procedural knowledge. I'm talking about 4 components. I'm talking about your chart. I'm talking about these wicks. I'm talking about these bodies, and I'm talking about the expansion that the market does to prove that it's heading in that direction. Keep you out of the overlap, because when the overlap takes place, and it does, I want to go ahead and tell you, you had some overlap here. Well, let's see if we got that up here. Yeah, we had that. All right, so here, I want to say this before I go to, if you do not see this, I want to tell you what you're going to be looking at. You're going to get a body, right? And this is going to happen for at least 4 or more candles. 4 or more candles, they're going to do that to you. So if you're not seeing this information here, if you're not seeing this, I want to go ahead and tell you something. You're going to get some of this. All right. So you want to make sure that if this begins like it did here, hopefully some of this is a part of it. All right. Hopefully. And that was the case here. You had it with the red bar on top. But in most scenarios, that's why you're not seeing color in some of these areas. I want to keep you out of chop. You don't have to wait until there's 15, 20 bars going to the side in order to know that you're in a dangerous situation. I want to tell you this. If the mid of this candle falls into this candle, you're potentially get ready to deal with this. a bunch of this. All right. So you don't have to wait until there's 30, 40 bars, and then all of a sudden you can draw a line on top and a line on the bottom, and now you're in consolidation. Complete nonsense, and it's not indicative of professional trading. The moment that this midpoint falls into that bar, you're potentially in chop. Just want to go ahead and tell you that. Chop can be on an incline. Chop can be on a decline. It's hitting momentum, but it's still chop. So you'll get that slow action, and then all of a sudden you'll get that stop out. Okay, so I don't want you to think that it's all about horizontal lines. It's bigger than that, people. So when you look at the chart, find majority. Please find majority. Please find majority. Locate the green bars, the red bars, and then get behind it. I know it may be a little risk there. I get it. But they're telling you that they're willing to go further. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore the people that's creating the outcome. Don't ignore them. They're like us. You have the thought, you have the end in mind. They create the outcome and they design the function of how it works. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Let's see, can we go ahead and get this break above here? Let's see. Let's see if they're willing to make it. They took out the threshold of this one. I'm not so much worried about that. It's from back here. That's why I highlighted this. They may be able to get it from here. They may be able to do it. I see they came and they responded. And they didn't close beneath that. That's fine. I don't like that they did it to this one because that definitely says they may want to reach under that. But let's see if they can reestablish themselves here. They're having a problem with they're having a problem with this up here. Here we go with the red bar. Go with the red bar. The first red bar, they overshot this stop, but you can tell that they're having a problem with the thresholds here. All right, and they're holding this one. I don't like that they went through this one. I don't like that at all because oftentimes when they do that, they'll run your bar. All right, so let's see if they can reach into this and come right back out of it. I know the video is a little bit longer this time, but I just really want to see them through here so you guys can see how it played out. Because most of the time I'll put it on the thumbnail and you can just see it from there. But let's see, because if they come back through here, I'm absolutely going to go and you'll just have to look at the thumbnail and see if it actually played out as we expected. So they're reaching into this threshold. And again, you can do it from each bar if you prefer. My preference is what I just told you, to keep you away from this. I don't want you dealing with this. So try to hide behind the bars with the green and the red color. Stay behind those bars, and that way you don't end up in this type of environment. I don't want you dealing with this. It can still be on the incline. I just said that. I absolutely just told you it can be on an incline. It's hitting momentum. They're hiding it from you. Now, at some point, they can hit you hard here or slam you, and that's an incline. It can be an incline or a decline for that matter. But the moment that mid falls into that bar, you're in trouble because they would absolutely keep they will keep you I mean absolutely glued to the screen, hoping that your trade will work. I want to take you away from hoping, because hope is no more than a feeling that what is wanted can be had. I'd rather you know that you can have the target met. I'd rather you know it. I'd rather you know it, not feeling that what you want can be had. Disappointment is a very bad thing if it keeps happening. All right, so I just want to make sure I express that to you. Let's see, can they just go ahead and get right through this high? And the moment they do that, I'm not even going to wait on this target here. I'm not going to do that. It's a little too far off. But let me just see if they can break this high, and then I must go. Let me see if they can break this high. No color, no color, and they keep dipping back. No color, and they're dipping back. Those mids are falling. That blue line is still located inside this bar. Don't underestimate the power of this information just with this, the mid exceeding. Don't underestimate that. If you can't put this to it, that's fine. That's fine. I want you to take at least this one component and look in the chart and find your way. You need this to take place. If you do not get that mid outside, that high, that mid outside the low, I can promise you, my friend, you're going to end up frustrating, and they're going to weigh down on you hoping. They're going to weigh heavy on that, and that's exhausting. At the end of the day, if you're trading and all you're doing is trading what you hope will happen, I can assure you, you'll be a frustrated, exhausted individual every day. Let's stop that. Let's get out of that. All right. So that's my time with you. I absolutely wish you all the best with your trading. Do share this information. Take care.